Imagine your history being so bad that you want to ban people from learning it. Look at the Human Zoo in Paris, 1905. As y'all can see, we got a bunch of sun deficient here.
You use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman.
That he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist.
He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative.
A friend told me in Singapore, whites are evil. I cannot disagree. He said whites are evil, period. I'm not saying, I didn't say that. He said that. I'm not.
But you think it.
Yeah, who's going to next? Maybe Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, one by one.
Well, so you're just naming all rich white guys.
I don't know. All these guys are involved. All white guys. No Asian men involved in this one. But the Philippines, all white guys going after little girls. Then Thailand said, "This is your DNA. You have DNA. That's DNA." But I can understand, yeah, because white people, they robbed the whole world. They stole the world. America, Australia, New Zealand, India, they're robbers. Jamaica, or they're thieves, you know.
How in the hell? I mean, it's an insult to me that you're going to ask me, can you forgive? How long have white people been doing this kind of evil to the darker people in the earth?
Now they're coming here stealing Asian girls now. Oh, shit. No respect.
So you just had a bad experience with
come on, I'm telling
with white people in general.
What you see around the world, you know, you don't deny that. Demand. Jeffrey Epstein set up the sex island. Why? Many whites, they love they are the pedos. That's why I set it up.
This is such an important conversation, and it's so beautiful to see the Asian gentleman engaging this talk, because in acknowledging the truth of their nature, evil and wickedness, then we can start to make plans and organize around containing them so that they don't continue creating havoc on the planet Earth, which typically comes in the form of murder, theft, and also abusing people physically, whether it's minors, women, or even males. And the first thing out of the gentleman's mouth in this clip is he states that they're evil. And their conduct would suggest that. And I would also like to note that deception is a major strategy of theirs. You'll notice the gentleman, the white guy holding the phone, he says, "You think we're bad because of your experience?" I'm just thinking, like, are you not paying attention to the conversation? The guy just named like 5 genocides that were committed by your people, whites. It's actually quite funny that you can tell he's not accustomed to being confronted on a racial basis, which is something that people of color know well. Thoughts, questions below.
I remember I applied many times to become a teacher of French. I studied in France. I lived for 18 years, but they won't accept me because I'm not whitey.
Because you are not white,
Yes.
so they didn't accept you.
No.
Really?
They took a Swedish guy who spoke some French, but didn't take me because I'm not pure.
Okay, so your French, I don't know, like, might be better than him, right?
Well, I lived 18 years in
Okay.
France and went to high school, junior high school, university.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from whatever you're watching this video from. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Agent Stories. Now, if at any point or if at any time somebody will ever come to you and say that Black Americans are the problem, then I think this group of people need to look at history and study so hard and understand that Black Americans have never been the problem. And even everything that they are pointing to Black people being the problem, they're the ones who created. They're the ones who created the system. And everything happened according to how they wanted. They wanted Black people to be painted in a given way, to be seen in a given way. But one thing that they forgot that people recorded what they did. People saw what they did. This was done through manuscripts, even though technology was not still there. But we were able, like, look, it is in the 21st century. I'm seeing this right now. And I'm seeing how devilish, how demonic these people were in how they treated black people. And then in the 21st century, they're going to be coming and saying that, you know what? You black folks, you are the problem. You're the ones who are causing all these problems that we're seeing right now. But I'll tell you one thing as a matter of fact. In all the entire history, I've not seen a black person treating other black person as animal the way white people treated black people. They even had zoos that they kept black people. And so, brothers and sisters, the person that you're about to watch, you might see him as a person, or maybe somebody might take him as a lunatic or somebody who is not in the right senses. But trust me, this Japanese man is spitting sense. And also, I have some videos in support to that, proving and showing all this part of history and all these things all this group of people have been doing. And it just makes sense when you try to connect the dots and look at how all these things came to happen. Doesn't it make sense? I believe it does, because brothers and sisters, when a person says to you that black Americans are the problem, then I think they need to check their history. They need to check their history deeply and confirm if what really they're saying is true. Because black people have receipts, and the world can see indeed the evil that all these people caused to the entire world. Everyone can see the nature, the evil of all these people and what they have caused. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to let you watch this video. I'll be back. I'll be sharing my 2 cents in regards to this. And for those who are watching me for the first time, please, brothers and sisters, I'm your host and presenter, Agent Stories. And I'm just asking, probably you've come across this channel for the first time. I'm just asking you to please subscribe to the channel. Join the membership if you can. And you really get to see what I can offer you. But until then, I want to say thank you for those who are always supporting me through super thanks. Those who are always supporting me in different way, commenting, liking, everything. I'm really grateful. So let's watch the video. I'll be back.
And the Swedish guy went for holidays in France.
White people still have white privilege here in Japan. There's huge white privilege, do you think?
Yeah, still, yeah. It's changing a little bit, but yeah still.
Okay.
Words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man, and this man, and this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, and this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
So, my ancestors were asked by white men to come to this country, which they had stolen and forced black people to build, because they were hoping that my ancestors would be the new cheap and disposable labor to undercut the recently freed black people that lazy white men didn't want to pay. And when my ancestors wouldn't do that, they were lynched and massacred, their towns were destroyed, they were blown up while building the railroads, and ultimately they were excluded from society in the country for nearly 60 years. Then when the United States asked us to come back in the 1960s because they wanted to put us in the way of black people again, and the United States needed to rehabilitate its reputation with Asian countries that were gaining in economic and political power, we had civil rights because of black people.
Yo, imagine your history being so bad that you want to ban people from learning it. Look at this bullshit. Human Zoo in Paris, 1905. As y'all can see, we got a bunch of sun-deficient with hats and suits and dresses dressed all fancy, right? But then look what they're paying to see in behind cages in the water. In the water. Like they're zoo animals. And this is not ancient history. Do you know why? Because bullshit like this keeps happening, just in different forms, different names, and different shapes. This shit right here is organized white supremacy, and it's still happening to this day. And this right here was disguised science, with millions of Europeans paying to watch kidnapped Africans and indigenous people displayed in cages. How sick, demonic, and fucked up do you have to be to put human beings inside of a cage, the same species as you, mind you, and call it science? What type of sick shit runs in your lineage that you have to get joy and thrill from watching other human beings suffer and literally stay in a state of pain and hurt? And these are the same ones that raped and murdered and tortured children, and their descendants still are to this day on islands. And look, I hate coming on here being negative, but this is the type of shit that just makes me ashamed to be the same species as y'all. I hate that I have to share a planet with these fucking demons. The ones watching the Africans and indigenous, the ones right here, these are creatures right here. The ones dressed in fancy suits and hats, these are creatures. These aren't even human. These are creatures. These are demons. And what's worse is that many of them are proud of this. They're proud of this. Why? Why? Can you guys please tell me what the and I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. What the fuck did black people and indigenous people, or just melanated people in general, do to you guys to deserve all this shit? What the fuck did they do? What did they do? Please tell me. Please tell me. Give me one good reason other than they exist in their own communities and their own worlds, minding their own business, planting their own fruits, vegetables, and food, healing each other, until you guys invaded their fucking land and murdered and kidnapped millions of them. What the fuck did they do to you guys? Please tell me. What did they do? And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Black people and indigenous people were the first ones that the demons tested on through colonization, slavery, mass rape, mass genocide, mass torture, mass experimentation, trauma harvesting, mind control, murder, lynching, hunting. They ate y'all. They fucking ate y'all. Demonic blood rituals and sacrifices. You guys were the first ones they tested on before mass control of the entire world population. Because it's deeper than skin color. There was always something within y'all. You guys, there was always something within you guys. Spiritually, emotionally, rhythmically, ancestrally, genetically, mentally, internally, creatively, that they lacked within themselves, and they hated themselves for that. They had such a deep self-hatred for the lack of light within themselves. They had such a deep self-hatred for the fact that you guys had community, creativity, freedom of expression, healing, and culture, and they didn't. And they didn't. And they needed to control, and they needed to control. They needed to control over that. They needed control over that. They needed control over that. And they still do to this day. And please do not beat yourselves up over this. There's nothing wrong with any melanated person, black person, or indigenous person watching this video. This is a battle against good versus evil. These people that we are all up against and that your ancestors were up against are not even fucking human. They're demons. They're creatures. They are dark, demonic energies taking the form of flesh. They are beyond human. We cannot and will not move forward if we keep sanitizing the truth, because the demons that were hurting all of y'all's ancestors, they still exist to this day. All of their descendants are here in different forms. They're still here. Understand me when I say this shit.
Now that everybody's waking up to the evil doings of Israel and the United States, I think it's important to look back on the people that predicted this exact moment. Y'all need to watch this video from Kwame Ture from, I think, the 70s.
Was a man by the name of Theodor Herzl, H-E-R-Z-L. He was the founder of Zionism. He said that he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist. Now, how is it that a man who believes that God does not exist is going to find a state that God promised to his chosen people? I tell you, this man is Satan in disguise. Zionism is a satanic movement. It is devil. It is imperialism. It is racist. It has gone and taken the lands of the Palestinian people and through terrorism has driven them out. And through terrorism, it maintains its power. And the United States of America, with over 6 million homeless, sends to Israel billions and billions and billions of dollars everywhere to bomb Palestinian people while homeless people are here and unemployed are here. Zionism is going to raise this war and make the people of America become clear to what it is and become anti-Zionist and stop the aid to Israel and use the money to take care of the homeless in this country.
This is word for word, verbatim, from the Jerusalem Post by Benjamin Netanyahu in 1990. If we get caught, they will just replace us with a person from the same cloth. So it doesn't matter what you do. America is a golden calf, and we will suck it dry, chop it up, and sell it off piece by piece until there is nothing left but the world's biggest welfare state that we create and control. Why? Because it's God's will. And America is big enough to take the hit, so we can do it again and again and again. This is what we do to the countries that we hate. We destroy them very slowly, but we make them suffer for refusing to be our slaves.
This is who our government is saying is our greatest ally.
That pissed me off. That don't piss y'all off. Kills 2 million white people. He is the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right that the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing.
I mean, who do you think controls the history books, bro? The demons. King Leopold II of Belgium, bro, he was literally known, even though they never taught us this, he was known for orchestrating one of the most brutal and deadly colonial regimes in history during his personal rule over the Congo Free State of Africa. And that was between 1885 and 1908. And what happened under his rule is literally, bro, it was literally a genocide of crimes against humanity. Even though that's not what it was called at the time, and under Leopold's rule, the Congo was literally turned into a brutal labor camp to extract rubber and ivory, and villages that did not meet quotas were punished severely and violently. Do you know what the soldiers of the Force Publique, Leopold, which was Leopold's private army, you know what they did? They would cut off the hands of men, women, and children to terrorize and enforce rubber quotas, and they burned villages, they executed resistors, they killed resistors, anyone who resisted, and they used mass hostage taking, and they raped and enslaved millions of women and children. 20 million Congolese died from execution, starvation, torture, exhaustion, disease resulting from colonial brutality and disruption of society. And due to international pressure, Belgium forced Leopold to relinquish control of the Congo in 1908. Remember, bro, they don't teach any of this shit in school. Whoever controls the media controls attention. The demons are the ones controlling all this shit. That's why I don't believe in any of the history books or any of the bullshit history they teach us in school. Because they don't teach us shit like this. They say shit like, oh, Hitler killed 20 million. Which he didn't, by the way. But why don't they teach us this shit? The story, the histories, the war is only written by those who won. Do you know how many African children of the Congo Leopold mutated? Millions. Millions. And then there's Cecile Rhodes, who killed over 20 million blacks in South Africa. And y'all know they're still doing shit like this to this day. You know that, right? And you know why? It's because their wars are documented and black peoples get exterminated and sanitized and washed under the rug. They don't teach any of this shit in school. You know, Epstein's father-in-law writes that he makes our history books. The bullshit they teach in school is all written by demons. It's all washed. It's all washed, bro. The only suffering that whites care about is white suffering. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, that's where the problem starts. Most people don't even know who Leopold is, bro, because none of this shit is mentioned in Western history books. Not a single one of this shit. I didn't learn any of this shit in school. I'm being completely honest. None of this shit. Who's writing the history books? All the shit they teach in these public schools, who's writing that shit? You know the reason they don't teach this shit in school is because the Western education system, at least in terms of history, is made to glorify European accomplishments. That's why outside of European history, you only learn about Egypt because it's in the Bible. It was always about controlling narrative, bro. That's why the ability to mass copy books and rewrite history and completely sanitize and change the narrative is mass gaslighting on a grand scale. Eventually, the internet was so dangerous to them because they couldn't control information and narratives anymore.
I mean, if you hear everyone talk at this table, you'd think this is literally World War III. It's not. I would like to tell everyone the U.S. is winning, and it's not even close. The reason that Iran hasn't retaliated yet is because their capacity is already incredibly diminished.
You mean they haven't retaliated?
We have the best military in the world. We've already seen 95% of their drones.
What do you mean that they haven't retaliated?
Where'd you get the 95% figure? Is that another?
That's from CENTCOM. Josh made the point that they could escalate.
No,
Their capacity is already so diminished.
I don't know.
They've been trying to retaliate, and the longer this goes on, the less
13 Americans are dead.
They have.
150 Americans.
They have. I mean, look, they have diminished capacity, but they have been retaliating. Israel is being struck on a daily basis in residential areas with cluster munitions.
Of course, I want to see this war
Neighboring Gulf
end.
states are being attacked.
I want
so
to
the
see
main,
this
the
war
big
end.
picture is, how does it end?
I realize something. For a lot of Americans, losing means the bombs drop here. Unless they see missiles drop in the continental United States, we've won. From their perspective, and technically that kind of, because when was the last time anybody bombed? The last time anyone bombed America, not even bombed, attacked America successfully, was 1776, when the British came and took Virginia, and since then no one has successfully, as far as I know, that I could think of, attacked the United States, out besides Israel, that occasionally does dumb shit and everybody lets it go because it's Israel. They own us. Like, we're not gonna USS I can't remember the name of the ship that they bombed. But for a lot of Americans, unless they see America bombed the way, because for them war is what they see on TV. So unless they see that here, it's not a loss and we have won. That's how a lot of Americans.
How in the hell? I mean, it's an insult to me that you're going to ask me, can you forgive? How long have white people been doing this kind of evil to the darker people in the earth? Since they've been here. And when we make up our mind, we're not taking it no more. Because it's better to be dead than to live under tyranny all the days of your life. This is why America separated from England. The tyranny of King George was too much for them to bear. So what did they do? They decided death is better. So it was Patrick Henry that said, give me liberty or give me death. And until we come up with that kind of mind, I'd rather be dead than to live continuously under this kind of tyranny. And when you think like that, you'll do what is necessary to move the tyrant off of you. With the help of God, we will win if we fight.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Again, I'm your host and presenter, Agent Stories. Now, one thing that stands out is that the truth will always upset those people who don't want to hear the truth, because they know that they can do nothing about it. But that's just the truth, and that's how it should be. And all these folks don't want to know the truth. They don't want to listen to the truth because it hurts them. It hurts them to the core. Now, this Asian dude that spoke in this video, we all know that he said the truth. And he said the truth by exposing all the dark, evil things that all these group of people have been doing. I mean, he goes ahead and refers to them as demons walking on earth. Really, he says the truth. And the person was trying to say that, you know, you're calling rich people white rich people. Yeah, there is a correlation with that. Because everything that we've seen, and still, they are still creating the problems that we are seeing even right now. More or less the same of what they were doing during the history. They just inherited, they're just a copy of their forefathers. What their forefathers did is what they're repeating, and it's what they're doing, right? So, I really want to know the truth. Because for the longest time, they are always trying to project, they are always trying to deflect and portray other people as the problem, but not as them. So when you get to see the history, you understand that black people are not the problem. Black folks have never been the problem. They're just that part of the system that is just getting exposed right now. And people are really getting to see the truth. People are really getting to see who they really are and how they are acting. So it's upon you to believe all the negative things that they told you about black people, or to believe what you know, or what you know stands for the truth. It only takes a person that goes deeply into history to understand all these things. We are not making this shit up. This is something that has been going on for the longest time, right? They don't want their children to know about the true history. Grandchildren, they have lied for years, brainwashed everything, definitely delusional about the truth. All they have is hatred for everyone. It is so sad that they are also lying to their own folks. They're also lying to, white people. Majority of these people, and that's why we are seeing a lot of resentment from the Gen Zs, from the white Gen Zs, because they are saying the truth and are not supporting all those lies that were said about black people. They're deciding to say the truth for themselves. Right. You all know what I see in the famous words of Malcolm X, chickens come home to roost. What I'm seeing is white people are on a trajectory to where they will be demonized around the world by countries that will break their back for them when they visit. The same way white supremacy demonized black men around the world. Time is changing with deterioration of the petrodollar. That white dominance is coming to a close, but you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And that's what's happening. That's what's up. Nothing but facts from the Japanese guy. I'll never understand why other people of color are hateful towards black people. It is black people who died, struggled, and fought for them to even have the right. Please know, being up white people, but it's not profitable for you. Get it together and learn your history. That's just truth. I had a sister. You are all full-blooded. She was the only one who grabbed only white-presenting genes. She was most ruthless, hateful, deceitful person I ever knew. Our own kids said they were relieved she died, and the grandkids actually said we wanted to kick her into the grave. Damn. They were straight-faced, and I know how they felt, because that witch, quotes and quotes, used to lie to me, beat me up, and told me she hated me for being born. She was 10 years older. All her life she used and misused 95 of them, of the people she knew. It's viral on some genes. I don't know. I mean, there are good white people out there that I can say, as a matter of fact, they're good white people. Like, not all white people are bad, but I still can't dispute his point, because still, he's the one who experienced that, and I cannot take away that from him. There is something in white people that causes hatred and negativity emotions, and I couldn't quite name it, but it is spiritual. Evil finds a home in anyone willing to accept it. Now he's on it. He says it's demonic. Bingo. This earth is battlefield. We were given Eden and planet perfect for our survival. More, and we were turned into bloody battlefield. Hate, anger, paranoia, fear. These are the tools of Don the Con. He manipulates the weak-minded and the gullible. He knows how to pluck the strings that make them feel something. They make decisions based on emotions, not reason. If you try to reason with them, they either deny reality or spit some cult speak. This young man is on it. It sounds like he was educated by the people who educated me. I have a 9th grade education on paper, but I can go to the campus of a university and do well on the entrance exams. I'm very educated inside and out of the system. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So please let me know what you all think about this. As you know, I'm your host and present hygienic stories, but until then, let me see you on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salut.